Hey, hello, how you doing? It's Jamie from the Best Singing Waiters, back for another Lunchtime Live. Doing it from the car today because I'm out and about, so the glare on one's face is a little bit, that's slightly better. So today we're talking about how many singing waiters you actually need for your event. Now, most popular amount of waiters per wedding is usually 2, although sometimes we do go in with just 1. The average wedding size, most people have about 70-80 guests from the people that we talk to. So if you're having the average wedding size, then 1 or 2 singing waiters would be perfect for you. We tend to go sort of maximum 1 per 100 guests. So if you're having, say 70 guests, then 1 or 2 is great. 1 is ideal up to 50. Then 2 is ideal up to 150. And then 3 is ideal up to 250. But you can kind of go the other way with maximum numbers. So if you wanted, if you had 100 guests, then you can use up to 1 waiter. 200 guests, up to 2 waiters. 300 guests, 3 waiters, and you kind of get the gist from that. And the reason we do that is because if you do singing waiters properly in the way that the Best Singing Waiters do, it's very interactive. We do a lot of monkeying about and getting around and sitting on the guests' laps and getting people up and involved. And if you have too many guests, it's really difficult to get around all the tables. I've done events before where I've just been on my own as a singing waiter, and there have been sort of 150, 200 guests. And it's really difficult then to pay everybody the attention that you want to pay them. And plus, it's a bit knackering as well, trying to get around all those guests. And you know that you're not kind of, if you're working at the front of the room, then you're not paying enough attention to the people at the back of the room, and vice versa. So it's best to kind of keep it 1 per 100 at the maximum, really. 1 per 50, 60 is probably the better way of doing it. So that's kind of what we would suggest when you come to us of how many guests that you've got and how many waiters we would suggest for that amount. Some people do put in their quotes that they want 3 or 4 waiters, which usually you don't need that many. 1 or 2 would suffice most weddings. It all depends on your personal preference. And the other thing that people talk about as well is that, well, I would need 2 waiters, wouldn't I, rather than 1, because the 2 waiters would bounce off each other. And I tend to disagree a lot of the time on that, for the average kind of wedding amount of guests, because the waiter will always bounce off your audience, not off each other. If they just bounced off each other, it would just be like a dodgy Monty Python sketch. So it's more important for the waiter to bounce off your guests and get them involved than to bounce off each other. But obviously, when you've got 2 waiters there, they do get around the room a lot easier. So there is an added bonus of that, but not about them bouncing off each other. All our entertainers are very professional. They know how to work an audience. They know how to bounce off the crowd. And that's who it's more important to bounce off. It's more important to bounce off the crowd than to bounce off each other. So hopefully that's useful today. As I'm out and about today, this will be uploaded to the blog, IGTV and YouTube a little bit later on. If you do have any questions that you want to ask for future Lunchtime Lives, then please let me know. But as for today, it's Jamie Reeves from the Best Singing Waiters signing out. Bye-bye.